This is me, Tiger Ref, and today we are going to be looking at the Big Reactors mod. I'm sorry if anything sounds different or something. I'm using a different computer and it's kind of weird. Some things are a bit more laggy, and yeah. So we are going to hop right into this mod, and let's get straight into it. Oops, no, God, I can't do things. Okay, so anyway, so Big Reactors mod adds a lot of things in. It adds something simple, but it adds so much through that one thing, which is reactors, as you might have guessed. And those can output a decent bit of power. Well, not even decent, a ton. So I also have mechanism and thermal expansion on just as mods to help me demonstrate different things. But basically the first thing you want to do is you want to get a pickaxe, and you want to mine that, and once you get it, you're going to get the ore itself. So you can either just smelt that up inside a redstone furnace, and what that'll do is that'll give you yellorium ingots, which is what you're going to need. But yellorium ingots, there's another way you can do it, which is a little bit more efficient. So you can go over here, and you can put it in a pulverizer or something of the sort from a different mod first, and that'll give you 2 times what you would normally get, and I'm just outputting it into the redstone furnace and having it go into this chest. So yeah. After you get that, you're gonna need a couple things to make your reactor. So you're gonna need a reactor casing, and you make that with yellorium ingot, which I just showed you how to get, graphite bar, which you get from smelting either charcoal, graphite dust, or coal. It's your choice. So reactor casing. You're going to need a power tap, which you get from 4 redstone and the reactor casing. And also the reactor casing you get 4, so it's pretty good. You're going to need reactor glass. We don't need this, you can just use reactor casing, but it just helps if you it doesn't help, but it's just kind of like extra bonus stuff. It only costs 2 glass extra. You need an access port, which you need a chest, a piston, and also the 4 reactor casings. Reactor controller, which is a diamond, somewhat expensive, but you get a lot more out of it than 1 diamond. 2 yellorium ingots, 1 redstone, reactor casing. You're gonna need a control rod, which is 3 graphite bars, redstone, yellorium ingot, and the reactor casing. And then finally, yellorium fuel rod, iron ingots, graphite bars, and yellorium. So it's a lot of stuff, but yeah, you don't need a stack of everything. I just have extras. But this is the smallest reactor you can make. You'll see it's just like a 3x3, and I'm gonna make it for you in a second. But just to show you. So this is the smallest reactor you can make, and it's making 226 redstone flux per tick. And that is a lot, even, like, not by reactor standards, but, like, in general, just, yes, that is a lot. Because every tick is, 0.05 of a second, so 1/5. But, you can use that to charge something like a charge pad, then you can charge up different things, or, like, you can even just like hook up this is a basic energy cube, so it can hold like some energy, but you'll see you can have it just charge up like that, like the power access ports here, but like I can charge up like free runners or an electric bow. It's gonna charge up these first, but like it's pretty crazy how much power even just these give. Also, I can be all stylish now with my free runners. It should be somewhat useful. I think I can like walk up stuff without having to actually, yeah. Electric bow, but it's pretty crazy. So I'm gonna turn this on. So I'm just gonna show you how to build this one really quick. So what you want to, so there's some basic things that you need for a reactor. So you gotta have the base, like the bottommost layer, has to be completely just made of the reactor casing, not glass, not anything. And then the frame, so like the corners, have to be made out of it as well. Then you also need to have a controller. You need to have an access port. I should actually probably have some extra blocks just in case, like, let's just get dirt. So you're gonna need an access port. You're going to need a yellorium fuel rod inside of where you're going to have things. I would suggest having an extra access port just like as an output. And then you'll also need a power tap. That one's a power tap. Right there. And finally, the top layer has to be made of this, and above every yellorium fuel rod, you have to have a control rod. And you'll see it turns into a multi-block structure, and now we have the reactor. So, oh, oops. Turn it. Need to pick. Oh, I should have an atomic disassembler. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll work really well. Alright, so, anyway. So see, now we have it working, we have our thing. We could turn it on, but it won't do anything for the fact that it needs yellorium to be inputted in. You'll see over here on this reactor, I just have a hopper with a chest because item ducts don't work very well, and we're just like from thermodynamics, because they removed it from regular thermal expansion. Thermodynamics is kind of like in progress. It's work in progress. And mechanisms, logistical transporters. If you have stuff running through them while you're inside of the while you're outside of the game, like in the middle whenever you exit, then you can't join back in the game. So I'm just using hoppers for now. Don't really want to crash the game. Well, not crash it, but like keep me from getting back in. But yeah, so that's kind of the basic thing you can do. There's heat levels as well. Now, so the way heat works is the more heat you have, the more power you're going to be making. But also at the same time, the less efficient it is, because you're going to be using up more yellorium or plutonium, which is a second power source that we're going to talk about in a minute. But so you can also make even bigger reactors. So over here I made a decently large reactor, and you see the yellorium fuel rods. They're like full of the yellorium. Well, it's technically plutonium currently, but that I'm powering this one with. But you'll see there's also some destabilized redstone up there. So you can have coolant, and that'll keep you from having to use anything that's special for cooling it, but it'll also make sure that it doesn't like get too much heat. There's no like explosion or anything if you get too much heat, but it just like costs more. But so you'll see this is making 5.35 kilo RF per tick. That's 5,354. That is a lot of RF. So you'll see here, I have it set up. There's 4 fuel rods and stuff. The more fuel rods you have, I think, is the more like yellorium you can hold. But so there's plutonium I was telling you guys about. So plutonium is kind of like you're taking the waste product from these, and waste product is called cyanite. Can I like just do that? No, it has to charge the thing. Not too much of it comes out of the reactor though, so it can't be like, you have to also use yellorium unless you just have butt tons, which I just like completely filled this chest up with it and have a hopper going into the input. But the output's right here. You can't see it because the cyanite reprocessor is in front of it. So it takes a long time for the cyanite preprocessor to like actually turn the cyanite into plutonium, but it's a little bit of extra power, so without like a little bit of extra fuel. So, but the reprocessor, what you need to be able to actually turn the plutonium and the cyanide into plutonium is you need power first of all. So I just have the reactor literally just powering it, because of how much power it makes. I mean, it doesn't really need much else. You see, I only have one, and I had this world running for a little bit beforehand. So, but it also needs water, and water I just have an electric pump here. You'll see. From a mechanism, and I just have the water running out into there from a flue duct. Flue ducts work, item ducts don't, but anyway, so that's how I have that working, and that's how we have this. So I can just show you, like, we can make like a really huge reactor. Like, I'm just gonna show you actually like making one, like how many blocks that 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I'm just gonna actually show you making one for the fact that I want you guys to know how. That's the whole point of this review, is just to show you how to do things. So remember, the whole bottom layer has to be reactor casings, nothing else. It has to be reactor casings, or else it won't work. Then the frame has to be reactor casings. So I'm just gonna go up a random amount of blocks. And I'm just gonna go up a random amount of blocks. Hope that match up. I mean, personally, I have infinite blocks, personally, because I'm in creative mode, so you guys might have to like watch how much you use, I don't know. depending on just like inside of your mod world, if you have like enough materials to do this. I mean, this is meant to be used with tech mods because this whole mod is pretty much just a source of power, but it's nothing to actually like. You can't really power anything with it if it like with just this mod alone. But so then we need a controller. We need a access port. You can have multiple of all these things though, because like you'll notice I have like multiple power taps. I have one there, I have one there, one there. So so you can actually do that. Like I can literally just make like a whole wall of power taps. You know what? I'm doing that for fun. So power taps. I mean, you can literally make this however you want, like as long as it uses the necessary parts. So I'm just going to kind of like cut just a little bit till I'm closer to being finished with this, and I will be back in put in these fuel rods and maybe some coolant as well. This is so off center. Sorry, Jason. I know you're watching this and you're dying inside. But anyway. So I just need to add those in, and then I need to add in the control rods. Now, I think that fluid cyanite, which is just regular cyanite but turned into fluid, pretty much. That makes sense. You can turn it into dust as well. Just by like if you take a pulverizer and take that those ingots and put it into dust. But yeah. So I'm not sure exactly how you get this fluid cyanide, but I think that it was a good coolant if I remember. So I'm just gonna use that, and then oh god, it's really good though. It likes to disappear really fast, so it doesn't take that long if I mess up to fix this mistake. Oops. All right. Oh, I didn't. I'll have to cover the control rods. So control rods, basically what they do is they let you kind of like lower the amount that your reactor is working. And so if you do use it, then this should actually be forming into a reactor currently. Not sure if there's something I missed. What do I need? What do I need? I have power taps. I have input and output. I have everything I thought. Maybe this whole thing cannot be, maybe it actually can't just be entirely made of power taps. Here, wait. Let me get stripes. Happy now? I don't know. It should be turning into a multi-block right now. I don't know why not. But I'll just explain to you things over here. So you see these control rods. So what you can do is see you can change the control rods, insertion higher insertion slows reaction rate, lower reaction rates, reduce heat, energy, radiation output, and fuel consumption. So that might be a little bit confusing to you guys. So basically what it's saying is if you take if you turn it up, then it will lower the amount that it'll lower the amount that your reactor is actually working, but it'll make it so there's not as much heat, so it won't use up as much yellorium. So you see, like for instance, the heat right now is 1340, like 1382, and I'm making 5.35. So if I just take one of these and I just like put it all the way up, then you'll see the heat goes way down, but so does the amount of energy we're making. Oh, I deactivated it. That'll make sense. But so you'll see that the heat will go down from where it was before. You'll see that like I'm still making a decent bit of flux. I mean, over 4,000 is still good, but it's not as much as I was making before, as well as it will use up less yellorium because of the lower temperature, or plutonium, depending on what you're using to power it. So it's pretty good. Now, just really quick, know that the amount of plutonium that's outputted is not equal to the amount that's used. So it's not infinite. You'll still have to mine for like yellorium or whatever, or like set up a core or your digital miner or something like that. Like you cannot just like run off of the big reactor alone for the yellorium, like just for like infinite items to power it. So there is a catch, but it is an insane source of power, and I would highly suggest this mod to anyone who feels interested or wants to put it in their mod pack. It's kind of fun just watching this go, like if I just put like ores in it. But anyway, I'm just gonna finish before I get off topic because I don't want to just end up really weird. Oh, hey, look. Slug touch is great. So, thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Like the download link to the mod will be inside of the description. We'll link to the mod creator's website. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!